Big old fat mama cow there. She's about ready to give birth. We've got a couple new calves. Got one right out here, and then way out in the pasture we've got the white face mama. She had a calf about 2 weeks ago, and this calf out here is only about 3 days old. It's a baby. And anyway, there's the big bull. And so new life out here at the farm. Like I said, these are my neighbor's cattle. I let them come over and graze so I don't have to mow so much. Let them eat the free grass, right? So anyway, so yeah, we've got new calves. So anyway, trying to think what, also a difference a week. The difference a week will make, huh? Yeah, last Sunday I made a video and it was 65 degrees and beautiful, nice breezy, nice soft breeze. And every day it kept getting a little, like 10 degrees cooler, each day. 65, then 59, then 52, and then 48. And then yesterday was 43, or 41 all day long. Today it's 32, and we got snow. We got, I'd say a couple inches of snow, I guess. It's collecting on your vehicles and the grass and stuff like that, but the roads aren't, they're just wet, because the ground is still a little too warm. And it's right at that thawing freeze, thawing temperature at 32. So yeah, but anyway, rare snow in Texas, at least this part anyway, around just south of Dallas. We don't get a lot of snow. We usually get ice storms and stuff like that. So, all right, trying to think what, last week's video, I was talking about the interior, the walls and everything. I was going to put insulation. As you remember, I had those little pieces of white insulation in those little cubbies, the indentations on the side. And then I put the pink foam insulation and I put the hardboard and then wrapped it with vinyl. I only had, I'm dripping water here on my, the snow's dripping off the top of there, dripping onto my floor. I only had enough vinyl to do what I did. I ran out, so I went into town, and while I was walking down the aisle to get more of that gray, I come across this, and I really like this. It kind of has that diamond tuck look to it. It's black vinyl, and it's got stitching running at angles, crisscross angles, and at each intersection, there's a little gold stitching. And it looks pretty nice. I like that, I got to thinking that would be looking, it breaks it up, so it's not all gray. The whole thing is gray. So I'm going to have, gray and silver, the extruded aluminum. And then back here in the bedroom where you want it dark anyway, I got these black panels. And up here, I'll trim the rest of that in gray. Just right in these insets right here is this black. I bought enough to do that, and I bought a little bit more of the gray to finish up other pieces, and that'll come later because I'm kind of running out of time. I started doing stuff like these panel dividers and stuff, realized those aren't that important. Getting electricity and plumbing out and the countertops and a sink and all that stuff is more important. So I've been working on that. So right here, this little box here is a 12-volt fuse panel, or fuse box, okay? That I'm going to put up under here and start running 12-volt stuff. Before I get too done on this vinyl stuff, I can still run my wiring. What else? I went ahead and put the rods back in on the bed under here, the 80-20, put them back in and cut out a MDF bed pan, or bed platform, I guess. And I made it 2 pieces, okay, so that I can easily pick it up and move it. So one big piece is just kind of hard to move, so I cut it in half. Right about right here where the batteries are, see the batteries are under here, I'm going to build a support right here, okay, and make it kind of a wall to protect the batteries. And that is going to be supported right there. And I got to thinking that'd be nice to just be able to leave that, lift the bed up and be able to access this way. Or if anyway, I just split it there for just ease of access kind of thing. Let's see, nothing's new on the electric. Yeah, there is. I take that back. I was talking about running regular Romax, like household wiring up through here. And then after I made the video, I got to thinking, why don't I just run an extension cord? So I went and bought an extension cords and bought a couple small short extension cords. And what they'll do is they'll just, let's get rid of this tape right here. These extension cords will come around and they'll just plug into the inner, it's going to be dark under here. Sorry. There, here we go. Perfect example why I can move. Let me set this down. There we go. Now we got a little light under here. All right. what I can do is I can take this extension cord and just plug that in right there. This one goes up and goes over to the driver's side. This one goes, take it back. This one goes around here, goes underneath, right in that groove. You see how that works? Oh, it worked perfect. You kind of squish it in there. It's tight enough it won't come out. And this one goes over to the driver's side. This one runs down the passenger side. You just plug them in either side, and you've got electricity in your van. They run up and go underneath or behind the counters and all this kind of stuff. And I also, about 4 days ago, I built these, and all that is plywood with this. It's that fiberglass board, like when you go to a public restroom, like a Walmart or a McDonald's, on the walls of the bathroom, they'll have this. It's fiberglass, real thin fiberglass stuff. And I thought that's a good, I already had this stuff left over from the van build. I thought, why not use that? So that's my backsplash. I've got this piece of plywood in here right now for the countertop, so I can put tools on while I was doing this. Here's the outlets I haven't got done. This is the extension cord. Here's an example. Here the extension cord comes in. I just cut it off, run this one over to here, cut it off. I got to run another one from here down to this area down in here so I can have an outlet right here on the outside, okay? Or inside, but accessible when you're outside. Let's see. So anyway, you strip this the outer insulation off, and you got the wires in here, and just run these all together. I've got this one in already. This is the USB type, you know, the regular outlets and then the USBs. I've got another one for over here. It's right up here. I still got to put that one in there. This one here, I'm going to have these kind of switches. Where's it? Here's one's already out of the box. Regular outlets, and then up here is going to be a switch and an outlet, okay? And after I got to looking at this, I did it on this side, ran the wire. This is for the 12 volt going up to the LED lights, but I forgot to do it on this side. So I'm going to have to take this back out. I got to take a couple screws out. I got to take this panel off, take a couple screws out, and this will slide back out so I can get my hand in there and run a wire in, run it out, and come up here to the, actually it's already ran. I just didn't run it in the right place. I run it down here instead of over to here. So anyway, I got to run this over to the light switch, and then from the switch, I got to bring another wire down here to connect to this one, which is the one going over to the water pump. All right. So anyway, I'm doing electrical, I'm doing plumbing. I got most of the plumbing done, except I haven't got the sink in yet, so I can't hook it up to the sink because the sink's not even in there yet. Here's all the plumbing. Just going back around to the driver's side, and hope we got enough light. All right. Water tank, water heater, water pump, all the plumbing, okay? This one is going to come up into this area, up into this sink. The faucet's going to come up right here and into the sink, which will be right in this area. Drain will come down right through the hole, through the floor, and there's a spot under here I think I can drill a hole through. I'll have to do some measurements to make sure I drill in the right spot. But that will be the sink, and it'll drain right out on the ground. Oh, Stan, you can't pour water out on the ground in national parks and state parks. I'm not gonna. That's what a 5-gallon bucket's for. And I get into a situation like that, I have a bucket and I'll slide up underneath it to catch that water, okay? Most of the time I'll be in a parking lot somewhere, just like I did in the semi, and pour it right on the ground. It's just washing my hands water, you know. So, let's see. That's what I got done with the electrical, the paneling, the electrical, and the plumbing. I've got a good start on it, okay? Now, we were talking about the sink. The sink is going to be right here. And I am so happy the way this turned out. Let me set you down here. Aim you down. I am so happy the way this turned out. There we go. Undercount, I've never done this before. I've always cut a hole, just kind of rough cut it, and set the sink in there, and then caulked around the top, and, you know, sink sits on the top. I'm setting this one up underneath, okay? And it come out perfect. I love it. I did that with a jigsaw before I put these panels on here. Actually, it was upside down. Flipped it over upside down, and I cut all these jigsaw, these holes out, this thing out. I lined everything up. Let me see if I can turn this over. It's heavy. So, And we just turn it on end. So here we are. I measured out, I put the countertop, let me readjust you here. I put the countertop on top of the cabinet frame, okay? And then went in there with a pencil on the inside of the extruded aluminum and drew a square, you know, marked it out. And then I came out here and this sink was much bigger, okay? It was much longer. It had an overlap for the holes for the faucet and all that. And I took an angle grinder and I cut all those edges off and got it to where it sits just inside of this line right here, okay? And then I drilled some holes, 2 holes on each corner, so it's 8 holes, okay? And just put it on there. It's not on there permanent yet. I still got to stain and varnish and all polyurethane, this whole thing. After I get that done, get everything sealed, I'll turn this thing over, I'll caulk it with clear silicone all the way around, and then put it on here and screw it in, and it'll be done permanent then, okay? So that's the sink. But when I was cutting this out with a jigsaw, I'm thinking, oh God, I hope this comes out right. I hope it comes out right. I was real nervous about it, you know. So I put so much work into this thing. So anyway, lay this back down. Get rid of this board right here. There we go. So anyway, it came out so nice. I was just so tickled that it worked, you know. It's actually nice and smooth. You can feel with your fingers, but I sanded it all down the best I could. I don't have a rotary sander to get into these corners, so I have to use that flat sander and you just use the edge of it, but it worked out good. Anyway, I got it all cleaned up. Now this is the faucet, and Junior, Pam's grandson, and I were down at the store the other day looking around, and he saw this one. He liked this one. And I kind of tend to agree with him. You got to take these pieces off, but that will sit right there. Doesn't that look like a beer tap? I love it. So anyway, it's just going to be cold water coming in here, but that water is all going to go through. All the water is going to come out of the tank, through the pump, into the water heater. And the only time the water will be hot is when I turn the heater on to take a shower. Otherwise, this will just be water going through the whole system, but it won't be heated and it'll come out cold unless I need the hot water. Then I'll turn the heater on, you know, for a half hour, 25 minutes, 10, 20 minutes, whatever time it takes to heat the water up, and use warm water for like a shower or whatever. Other than that, cold water's fine with me. I don't need hot water for anything. So anyway, that's going to go. Let the phone ring here for a little bit. All right, we're back. And anyway, I thought it looked like a beer tap. I really like that. So anyway, you can take these screws off, take the lock washer and all that, put it on the bottom and tighten it down. But that's how that is going to look. All right, this is bare. It's like a birch wood. I am going to stain it, and I got to looking around, went for the different types of stain that I had, and I didn't have anything that would match, okay? And I got to thinking, the floor and the cabinets, or floor and the countertops, and maybe the ceiling, I'll do in that same dark color of, remember the flooring here? This is that flooring that I made the cabinets out of. It's pecan, but it's gray pecan. I've got in the other room here, you can't see it, but it's a darker colored pecan, kind of a chocolatey color, chocolatey brown. I went and looked at all my different stains and everything, and the closest I could come up with was this one right here, and it's a walnut, I'm sorry, brown or medium oak, or American oak is the color here. And I got to matching them, and this has a lot more red in it. So I went to the store and I found me some wood stain right here. Yeah, there we go. Found me some wood stain, and he mixed it up for me, and it's a color that I think will match, okay? So I'm going to stain this, and it's kind of an oil type, or a gel. It's a gel. And he said you can just brush it on, and it'll be a different color, but if you rub it in, it'll be the right color that I'm looking for. So I'm going to have to, this is what I'm going to do this evening after I get off the camera today. I'm going to take that and I'm going to rub this all in and stain it the right color, okay? Once I get it all stained and everything, let it dry, and probably tomorrow I'll come out here and polyurethane it, okay? So one of the other things is all the ends, you saw me sanding quite a bit. When I run it through the table saw, I get all these burn marks from the blade. My blade's getting a little dull, I think. And I start getting all these little burn marks and everything. Well, here's the end piece, and I cut it off, and then I wrap it up or bend it up to make the backsplash. And let's aim you down a little bit. Let's just shove you down. How about that? There we go. So this was here like this, and I whack it off, and I just built it up, up here like this to make the end cap and the backsplash. Okay. This is going to be right up against the refrigerator. This is going to be along the passenger wall, and that's the driver's side one. This will be this will be up against the bed where the mattress is. Okay, and this is the backsplash against the driver wall, and then another end cap down there for the right behind the driver's seat. Okay, so I got putting them on and thought, when you glue to end grain, it doesn't stick very well, okay? Wood glue works really good on the side of a board, but not the end grain. It just doesn't stick very well. And what I did, aim it just a shade. So what I did, when I went to glue these, I glued them, but then I also drilled holes in with a Forstner bit. Where's my Forstner bits? There we are. And I went in to town and got me a dowel, a 48-inch dowel, 4 foot long, 1/2 inch dowel. And if you use this Forstner bit right here, you drill a hole in, you can put dowels in there. It really, really strengthens that joint, okay? So now they're on there nice and solid, okay? So anyway, out of 4 feet, that's all I got left, about a 1/2 inch. That's it. I used every last bit of that dowel. So, but that will sturdy that up. I didn't do it on the end because this is sitting on top. This is sitting on top. It's side grain and side grain. So this glues real well. But the end grain and side grain, they don't glue too well. The end grain just doesn't grip very well. So I put all these dowels. I got like 5 dowels here and all the other. Anyway, I chopped it all up and used it all up. Anyway, so I got to thinking on this video when I first started getting ready to record. I got to think, well, okay, what did I do this week? And I spent so much time on this cabinets the last few days. That's all I've really done. So I went back and watched last week's video and got to looking, and oh my God, I did do a lot of stuff. So I got a lot of stuff done today or this week with the running the wiring, running the plumbing, running and getting all the boards and gluing everything together to make those butcher block countertops, and putting the panels in on the side. I forgot I'd done all that stuff because that was last Sunday or Monday, So anyway, it's coming along, and quit dripping on my plywood. That thing snows up there on top of the solar panels, and it's melting slowly and dripping. So, all right, well, I guess that's it. We got a beautiful day. It's chilly, but it's pretty, nice and quiet and calm. That's what I like about a soft snow. A soft snow, it's just so peaceful. So peaceful. The cows seem to like it too. It's not 100 degrees out here. I know they suffer when it's 100 degrees. They'd much rather have it cool. Don't know about the calves. Seems like the calves would be awful cold because they're not very big. But they get by. They get by. The playful calves, they're always fun to watch.